So we're here. I'm at East Saw Car Park. It's a National Trust car park. It's pay and display. It never used to be pay and display. National Trust are charging all the time now. So we'll pay at the meter and then we'll head off. So this runs parallel to an airfield. It's a private airfield, and yeah, there's no flight scheduled today. Did you know that the windsock, the windsock is divided into 3-knot segments, so that for every segment that is erected by the wind, that's 3 knots, 2 segments, 6 knots, etc. We've currently got about 3 knots, 3 to 5 knots. So we're going to head east, and we're going to go to Sharp Tor. There's a topography point there. Used to live in Salcombe for a few years, as I said, and now and then I like to come up here and do this walk. The car park isn't contactless, and then they give you all these Ringo apps or whatever they are, I don't know. Anyway, we're heading east across the footpath. There's an access to the East Saw farm, which has got a barn cafe. You can go through the gates, public right away, and out towards the Topo point, which will look over Salcombe Bar. Beautiful day, very, very light winds. The airport's just off to my left. Maybe we'll get a shot of that as well. Enjoy. The airfield to my left is just a grass strip, and it runs east to west, or west to east, however you want to look at it. Behind it is the old, I believe it was an old radar listening station, RAF Bolt Head, and it's a bit of a museum now. Just walked through the farmhouse. Couldn't do any video footage, lots of kids around, you know how they are. The guy who's, I believe he's like sublet it or renting it. He's using that for like campcraft, and there's a walker's hut there. So if you Google East Saw farmhouse, and it's just up from the Bolt Head on the west side of Salcombe Harbour entrance, and he's there. And you get teepees and hot tents and stuff, and we got cows. But let's say there was too many kids there, so I don't like to video when I'm doing that because they don't like it. So we've just gone through the farm, we're at the other side. We're going to pick up the coastal footpath on the end of this trail and then head up to Sharp Tor. This is where this walk takes on its true character. Salcombe, and you know, indeed most of Devon really, but particularly Salcombe, it's renowned for some of this coastline. Salcombe's incredible. The geography either side of the entrance of Salcombe Harbour is quite spectacular, and you can approach it from a high level or lower down, and you've got rocks and shapes and like walkthroughs that are akin to like being in Scotland. Beautiful. So what you're seeing ahead of you now is the English Channel, and closer to us in the water is Stairhole Bay. Salcombe Bay is renowned for a famous shipwreck, Herzogen Cecile, who went aground inside, and they got the people off using ropes and basket, or ropes and like a bosun's chair. Rescued the people, but the vessel's cargo, I believe, was like barley or malt or something. And anyway, they towed it round into the entrance of Salcombe, just slightly up the corner. There's a little point up there, and it's nicknamed Stink Point. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be corrected on this, but it was called Stink Point because when they put the ship up there, of course, all the cargo started to rot, and it gave off a smell that used to fill the town with the smell. Yeah, but now Salcombe Bay is used as a playground for all the boys on holiday and the girls on holiday, water skis and all that kind of paraphernalia, but they just play down there in their boats. We'll turn the camera around, you'll see Bolt Head straight off, slightly to the left, and you'll see the footpath. So we've got this is Bolt Head here. There used to be a World War II bunker there, but they've taken that down. That's the footpath down, and then another footpath here. A lot of people don't know, maybe we'll do a video on it one day, but Salcombe has a waterfall. Some people know about it, some people don't. Just going to show you the view. We're on Sharp Tor. Behind me is a topography point, and I'm looking kind of northeast up through Salcombe estuary and over the bar. We'll get a bit further up and tell you a bit of history about the Salcombe bar. The sandbar in Salcombe isn't unique to Salcombe, but Salcombe's is unique to itself. So we'll talk about depth. It raises from the bottom upwards, and it creates a sandbar, a navigational hazard, and you can go over it, but you can, depending on what you're going over it in, like a long keel yacht or something, you have to account for the draft, what's underneath you. In normal atmospheric conditions, the tide will fall to a point at its lowest where you'll have 1.5, maybe 2 meters under keel, or water there, sorry, not under keel, water. So then you add the tide on top of that. So if there's 1.5 meters at a particular point and you get 4 meters of tide, you've now got 5.5 meters. Salcombe's quite renowned for this bar. When there's bad weather, strong southerlies, you'll get a breaking surge across the bar. It's quite popular with bodyboarders and surfers. You'll often see them go out and trying to catch the wave. So the bar runs from here across this way. On the 27th of October 1916, the Salcombe lifeboat, which was an all-road boat manned by 15 persons, was launched at about 10 to 7 in the morning to reports of a schooner that had gone aground on Praw Point, which is just east of the entrance of Salcombe Harbour. On getting there, they realised that the crew on the Western Lass had been safely removed ashore, so the lifeboat made the return back to Salcombe. It was blowing a severe gale 9, and unfortunately when they came over the bar, the lifeboat was capsized by quite a lot, by eyewitnesses that were out. Families used to go out and watch the lifeboats in and out at the time. They watched the lifeboat. It was forcibly knocked down, capsized, and 13 members of the lifeboat crew died. Only 2 remained, survived by holding on to the upturned lifeboat. It's one of the biggest disasters in the history of the RNLI, and particularly, of course, for Salcombe. That doesn't mean there are other stations that haven't experienced loss and sacrifice. I'm just here by a plaque. I'll just turn around and have a look. Given the political nature of what's going on currently, particularly at Dover, and how the RNLI have been brought into quite grey areas, I think it's important to remember that the RNLI exist to save lives at sea. That's all that they're there to do. I can't imagine the pressure that the crew at Dover and the station and surrounding stations are going through because of what's happening. But you have to remember that the volunteers, because 90% of them are volunteers, it's usually only a coxswain or a mechanic who is full-time paid. They do it because they want to save lives at sea. Some of them die. Fortunately, that doesn't happen as much these days. The technology has taken things on a lot further. The guys used to wear, back in the day, cork flotation aids, life jackets, cork, and then they had a kapok, which is an American styled fabrics. It was stuffed with like artificial fibres and that, but they weren't successful because when they became sodden and waterlogged, they just became a weight. And then we had the invention of the automatic and hydrostatic life jackets, which took us to another world then. Not only that, immersion suits, buoyancy aids, harnesses and other technology involved has promoted a higher level of safety. RNLI equipment, the vessels, in all and most cases are self-righting, except for the smaller class, D class and stuff like that, but they do have methods to be righted by the crew if they do suffer capsize. But certainly the ALBs are self-righting, and some of the larger ILBs got a righting bag built onto the A-frame. Technology has changed things a lot. Crew are a lot safer and more comfortable. So behind me is Overbeck's. There used to be a youth hostel. I don't know if they still do that, but it's a National Trust property. Teas, buns, cakes, and a walk around the gardens, that kind of thing. We're going to head down to South Sands and we're going to look at the old lifeboat house where the William and Emma launched from. It's now I think it's a cafe. It used to be a sailing school. So lots of different faces, but we'll go down and have a look. South Sands is the first beach you come to. It's on your port or left hand side as you come into the harbour after you cross the bar. I doubt it then. If his memories go in. We used to have some good crack. So winter time when the boat went up in Batson, I'd be crawling underneath it and painting it and scraping it.
Where do you live now? Plymouth?
Yeah.
Are you from there originally?
No, Cornwall.
Oh, right. Moving north. I bought this gentleman used to work on
Step up stalking, I'll be a street along the main area. I'll cover up side of the over.
Years and years ago, when I first moved here, you struggled to fit in, not for the wrong reasons. The locals were very protective of Salcombe course, and I was the new face, and it took me 3 years for someone, or to be accepted as it were. Everyone was really polite to me, but to be, part of the team or whatever. So 3 years into being here, I used to sit in a pub pretty much every weekend in the corner of the King's Arms with a book and a pint of Guinness. And that would be my kind of Saturday thing. I was really kind of enamoured with Salcombe at the time. It was a big changing point for me in my life, and so I didn't mind following the rules and the protocols of how it's done. Anyway, after 3 years of going to the same pub in the same seat with a book and a pint, a gentleman come up to me and stuck a pint of Guinness in front of me and said, "It's about time you come and sit with us." And that guy was Lindsay Walker, and I've just bumped into him. It's the first time I've seen him since I left Salcombe many years ago, and I've just seen him and we've just had a good chat, and that's been really good. That's been spiritually good for me. He's looking well. We exchanged a few tales, had a laugh and a giggle. Yeah, really good. Currently in Batson Creek. It's just around the corner from the Salcombe. I came through up on the ferry, but I didn't bother recording anything through the town. Being in the town, I mean, it is August, reminds me of why I left. Well, it's one of the reasons why I left. It's too much, without being negative and derogatory, it's too much. So, but round the corner you've got this place, thatched cottages, Batson Creek. Well, we're at the lowest point, so it's got to go back up. So we're going to head back up to the car now, about halfway through the walk. So leaving Batson, climbing a hill, and we'll come up slightly forward of Bonfire Hill. It's a lovely cottage up here, it's got lots of wisteria on it. I haven't been this path for a while. There's one higher up and takes you across the field down into the valley. There's a little stream down there. There's a little stream down here too. It's the same stream, just further down. But yeah, I haven't been this way for 10-15 years, and it's all very picturesque and lovely, so I'll have a look. The walking in Salcombe, just in the South Hams area, but particularly Salcombe, I'm not sure why. Well, anyway, it's some of the best in a sense of how beautiful it all is. Winter or summer, summer you've always got the light and the warmth and the dryness and all that, but there's just something about the place that really captures you. I've always enjoyed walking around the South Hams and Salcombe. I think one of the videos I'll do in the future is the walk from Portsmouth round to Proul Point, up into Proul and back again. There's a pub up there called the Pig's Nose. It's quite a famous pub, or infamous, whichever. But yeah, the walks around here are never tiring. They make you sweat, but they're never tiring. So this has been updated since the last year. This used to be a proper gully. So as wide as it is at the top, it would come down from the shoulders right down to a really narrow gully, the steep obviously, and the rain and the runoff from all the fields around used to trickle down here, and it carved a gorge, and it was really sharp and deep and wet and trippy, and someone's filled it. This must have cost absolutely thousands. It's lovely, easy walking.
even with all the grading doing, that hill is still a bastard. I'll find out the climb over what distance. It's not the biggest climb I've done, but you know, since, but it is very steep, it's very hot, very beautiful, made me blow. We're just dropping down into Combe. Combe's quite a pretty little village. There's is it hamlet, is it? Village or hamlet? Anyway, thatched roof again, a little bit like the cottages at Batson. Most of the homes here, not all, but most, a lot, are second homes, and they're owned by wealthy people who can afford to pay for the upkeep. The cottages down here are beautiful, and the village is nice, and then we're going to go up the hill and it's the campsite, go around the campsite and back up to Esau car park. Penultimate hill from Combe up to Higher Rue farm campsite, around the back of the campsite, up to Bolt Head, and then Esau, and that'll be back of the car. It's hotter than forecast, but it's beautiful, really good to be out. We're about 150 metres from the car, and that'll be the completion of the walk. There would have been more drone footage, you've noticed that I guess, but the wind, the flag was showing a little bit less than what's going on up here, but yeah, it's a very light little drone. So you can see where it worked. I didn't put it where I wanted it to go, which was on Sharp Tor. The views up there are incredible, but maybe I'll do that on a stiller day. But it's been a good walk, I hope you've enjoyed it. I might try and put the route to this walk in with the video link. I'll see if I put it in. Don't forget, I'm old and crusty, I'm not as tech savvy as I should be, but I'll give it a go. Hope you've enjoyed it. There are videos planned, and if you want to see anything in particular, let me know. Thank you for following, thank you for watching.